This is my whiteboard. So is this. I went to Lowe's and I bought a can of Rustoleum dry erase paint. It cost me $31 Canadian. Our first step was we had to choose our surfaces. We know we wanted to do this table and this wall and the one adjoining this wall, but that will have to happen later. Our first step, though, once we decided on that, was that we were going to have to sand down the table and the wall. After we sanded it down, we wiped it down with a lint-free cloth. I used microfiber dish towels that we have from the dollar store. After that, it was time to roll it on with a foam roller. A lot of the rollers that you get in paint stores are fluffy and bumpy. You need the foam ones. We found those at the dollar store too and returned the ones from Lowe's. And we rolled on the paint. After that, we had to wait. And we had to wait no more than 1 hour. Because after you mix the paint, which we had to do back here, it's only good for 2 hours. And so you have to wait an hour between coats. We waited exactly 1 hour, and then we went back to rolling on another coat of paint. The next job was to try and keep the toddler away from the paint. Our next big job was to wait. But this time, we had to wait for 2 days. So today's Thursday. We did it on Monday. We waited Tuesday. We waited Wednesday. Today is Thursday. And we finally went ahead and used a dry erase paint. We used it on the table today when we were doing Roman numerals. Before the kids did their worksheets, they did practice with what the different Roman numerals were, what a 4 was versus what a 6 was, and so on.
You're doing it upside down.
It was pretty handy. When we are done, we erased. Now when I erase, you're going to see that there is some left behind, even though I use the nice, good Expo ones. I was advised by some people that red and dollar store dry erase markers were more difficult to get off of the cheaper surfaces like the peel and stick whiteboards, and so we weren't sure what it'd be like on here. So when this happened, I was of course immediately concerned. I mean, I can live with it as I write over it for, one lesson to the next. However, I was relieved to note that it does easily wipe off with this damp cloth. So, of course, you can't immediately write on a whiteboard that is wet. So you either dry it off or you wait a moment. For the most part, we just wrote over top, and at the end of the lesson, we wiped it down. And it's usually a few minutes anyway before we get into the next lesson. And that is my whiteboard made out of paint. Thank you.
And I am your cameraman.